Dear students, welcome to the lecture series of digital electronics. The digital circuit considered, as we already discussed, have been combinational circuit, where the output of any instant time entirely depend on the inputs, present input at that time. Okay, which we discussed to already completed combinational circuit, where output is only depend on present input. Today we are going to discuss about the sequential circuit. Remember that thing, most system encoded in the practice also include memory elements, which require that the system be described in the term of sequential. When combinational plus memory device, it will become sequential circuit. So sequential circuit, normally we can say that it's a closed loop, and this is called as an open loop, and sequential is a closed loop circuit. In practically, we can say that combinational circuit like is a person who is driving the vehicle without showing the road map or road or whatever that things, means a blind persons who are driving the car. It is called as a combinational type of the behavior. But if our eye is open, we understood what is the output, and then according to it, we can control our input like as an accelerator or brake. This is known as a sequential type of the circuit. Let's see block diagram of the circuit. This is the block diagram of sequential element. Here the input is there, and first part is combinational circuit. Then whatever the output, now the sum output is going to the memory element. Okay, so it consists of a combinational circuit to which memory elements are connected and provide a feedback path. This is called as a feedback path. So provide a feedback path. The memory element are device capable of storing binary information within them. This is the purpose of binary storage device. The binary information stored in this memory element at the any given time define is the state of the sequential circuit. Whatever the memory element contain, it is called as a state of the sequential circuit. The sequential circuit receive binary information from external input. This is called as external input. These inputs together with a present state, and whatever the second input, this second input called as a state, present state, which is stored into this memory element. Okay, here called as a present state. So these inputs, two type of the inputs are there in combinational circuit. One, external input, and second, present state. It means a whatever the output of combinational circuit, which is given into the feedback path to the input of this combinational circuit. So determine that the condition for changing the state in a memory element, it depends on the external input as well as the present state, and it is called as the next state. Whatever the next output, so output and state. So if at time t the state is present state, after t plus 1 time, this memory element is called as a next state, and this next state is depends on two parameter. One is called as a external input. If there is many inputs, it's the external inputs and present state. So it is also depend on the present output. The next output is depends on the present output. The next state of the memory element is also a function of the external input and present state. Thus, Sequential circuit is specified by the time sequence of input, output, and internal state. There are two main types of the sequential circuit. Okay, when we classified it, the circuits are two main type. Uh, their classification depends on the timing of the signal. A synchronous sequential circuit and asynchronous sequential circuit. Okay. So remember that thing. Every sequential circuit have a two type. One, it is called as a synchronous sequential circuit. This is called as a type 1. Their classification depends on their timing signal. Synchronous sequential circuit is a system whose behavior can be defined from the knowledge of its signal at discrete instant of time. At discrete instance of time. Okay. And while the another behavior is called as a second type is asynchronous. In asynchronous sequential circuit, depends on the order in which the input signal change and can be affected at any instant of time. At any instant of time. Here at discrete particular time interval. Suppose we can say that it is a particular every 5 microsecond the output is changed, while here input is changed at any instant of time, present state, also input, external input. Once at any time this present state is changed, sorry, present state is remain constant, but as external input is changed, according to the output is changed. So here the clock is there in designing. Where there is no clock, clock is a particular time interval which generate the discrete timing signal. So the memory capable of time delay device is due to the fact that it take a finite time for signal to propagate to a device. Here some propagation delay is also there. So this propagation delay time will also come into the picture. In practice, normally the internal propagation delay of logic gate is sufficient duration to reduce the needed delay, so that the physical time delay unit may be unnecessary. Remember that thing in gate type asynchronous circuit system design, the memory element consists of a logic gate whose propagation delay consists of in the required memory. Thus, asynchronous sequential may be regarded as a combinational circuit with feedback. Simply, this is called as a combinational circuit with feedback. In simple word, we can say that combinational plus feedback. Okay, remember that. This is a simple definition because the feedback among the logic gates and asynchronous sequential circuit may at times become unstable. Sometimes it may be unstable because it might be possible that the circuit may be confused due to the frequently change in memory elements, and the instability problems impose many difficulty on the designer, or unpredictable circuit behavior may be possible. Hence, they are not commonly used as a synchronous system in sequential circuit. While in the type 1, here this type, in the type 1 sequential circuit design, as per the definition, we can say that it must employ the signal that affect the memory element only at discrete time. One way achieving the goal is to use the pulses of limited duration. Okay, it is known as a clock. So pulses, like suppose I use this square pulses, whose one cycle time period is 5 microsecond. So every 5 microsecond, this is the pulse 1, this is the pulse 2, this is the pulse 3 and pulse 4. Only at particular pulse time. Okay, I show the arrow. At that time only, the output is changed. Between these two times, the output never change. Only at that time. So it is depends only on the pulse amplitude represent logic 1. Another pulse amplitude represent logic 0. The difficulty with a system of pulses is that any two pulses arriving from the separate independent source to the inputs of the same gate will be exhibit unpredictable delay. Will separate the pulse slightly and will result is unreliable. Remember that thing. Practical synchronous logic circuit use fixed amplitude such as a voltage level binary value. Synchronous means every system have a 5 volt as a, and it is called as a master clock generator, which is generate the periodic train. As I already explained, it is known as a clock pulse. Okay, clock pulse is a name is suggested for this particular master clock generator. And get together the signal require changes in memory element. The AND output can be transist only when the clock pulses is logical 1. Synchronous sequential circuit that can use the clock pulses in the input memory elements are called as a clocked sequential circuit. Clocked sequential circuit are the type encountered most frequently. They do not manifest the instability problem, and their timing is easily broken down into independent discrete steps, each of which is considerably separately. Remember that thing, the memory element can be used in clocked sequential circuit are called as a flip-flop. The circuits are binary cells capable of storing one bit. Okay, we will discuss the main element of sequential circuit. It is called as a flip-flop. And as per the definition, the flip-flop is a one binary bit information storage device. And flip-flop circuit has a two outputs. One is normal and second one is the complement of the output. Okay, remember or note down that thing. Flip-flop is a one bit binary storage device. Note down, flip flop is a basic element, one bit binary storage device. And without the clock, it is called as a flip flop and latch. Two element are there. A flip flop circuit has a two output. I already explained that things, the complement and normal. Binary information can be enter a flip flop in a variety of ways. A fact of that, it gives the rise of different types of the flip flop. So in the next session, we will discuss about the different elements which are used in sequential circuit. I hope is it making sense about the different phenomena used in the sequential circuit. Have a good day.